It's an unavoidable reality in our lives. Locations, jobs, relationships, lifestyles. The question has never been whether or not we will experience change. The question will always be, how will we respond? Will we embrace it and ultimately learn from it, or ignore it and let it overwhelm our lives? Change is coming, ready or not.
Is growing. Why do you break what's not broken? Why are you trying to fix what's not broken? What gave you the desire to change what was already working? Yeah.
Why?
Why?
They are so quiet. And then we have SDA church over there. SDA Ngoroi. Now, Pastor M, I think you actually don't know whether you're personally, I don't think I was intentional. I was not thinking that I'm breaking something that is working.
Yeah.
I just had, like what you said, a desire, for church growth. Our church was growing, but I was wondering, what can I do to grow the church and have the church stable? So I feel that for me, that desire...
So it was a hunger to see
It's
growth.
a hunger, yeah, to see growth
Yeah.
and to see stability. Because like Pastor Lincoln was saying, the people pass through the church like a breeze. So I was wondering, how can we solve this problem?
Wow.
And that is what led me to search that. And I searched for that in prayer. I was asking God, show me the secret.
Yeah.
What is the secret for church growth? And God sent Bishop Doug my way.
Wow.
And that's what I think Pastor Lincoln was saying, that a lot of people say, I just want a solution from God direct.
Yeah.
But God, I think, positions men with solutions. So God sent Bishop Doug to me. And I started following.
And Bishop Doug Hayward Mills is the movement leader I mentioned earlier from
Ghana.
Yeah.
Somebody gave me a CD of his preaching. As I was listening to it in my car, I said, hey, who's this? Who's this guy? And I said, I have to go. And I called the person who gave me the CD and I said, who is this guy? Then he told me, oh, this guy, he has a church in Nairobi, he has a bookshop. And I turned my car.
Wow.
And I went to the bookshop. When I got to the bookshop, I saw books, the mega church, loyalty and disloyalty, church growth, all the questions that I have. Yes. And I ordered all the books, and that was the beginning.
Churches, we started doing things that they were done in Bishop Doug's church, in meetings, from hearing, not being present or seeing the video. In meetings, from hearing, not being present or seeing the video, but like you hear people saying, what a shock. And you also start saying it in teachings. And you'd come and teach us, isn't it amazing? You respond to this. So it was everything, it was hard following.
Wow.
That just started to turn the church around.
We'll get there, but I think one of the things that I hear both of you saying is that there was a hunger in the leader.
Yes.
That without that hunger, without the leader being hungry to see something different,
Yes.
it's very hard for anything to change.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the comfort zone will fight you.
Yeah.
But it can't have been easy. I mean, when you finally start, you said, oh, we did this and then we started to change. It sounds so nice.
No. Yeah.
There must have been some challenges that you faced.
Yeah.
Let me start with you first because you're the one teaching this stuff. What are the challenges that you faced as you start trying to get your people to hear what you're trying to say?
First of all, the hunger, Pastor M, it takes you on a journey. When you are journeyless, you are hungerless.
Oh.
Every hunger takes you on a journey. So my hunger to know, I realized, there is a pastor's meeting that happens in Ghana. I said, I'm going. I don't know anybody
with Bishop
there.
Doug.
Yeah, with Bishop Doug. I said, I'm going there. It is when I got there. Then I said, Guy, what have I been doing? Because I see, first of all, crowds. Then I see church buildings.
Yeah.
Then I see people who enjoy preaching.
Yeah.
Then I see people who love their pastor.
And they stay in church the whole day.
And they stay in church the whole day. There is no Sunday lunch, whatever. They are just in church, all of them, including their children. And I'm like, my God, Nikki, what is this? What am I doing? So you come back and you say, no, because I have seen something. We must have this. This is the true church.
Yeah.
This is what actually church is meant to be. So I begin by teaching.
Yeah.
So remember, I'm a CEO kind of pastor. Do you understand? Like, I have leaders in my church who do not allow anybody else to come close.
Yeah.
And now I'm here, I've begun to teach how the church should be a family, how the church should have honor, how the church should love one another, how the church should have one leader, and all this and all that. Like, not one leader like everywhere, like I'm the usher, I'm the praise and worship leader. I hope you understand. PCA, do you understand that? I know your church is elder-led. Anyway, so as I'm teaching, this group of leaders, they all rise up.
Now your leaders, the ones you've been leading.
The one I've been leading. My cool guys, they are the ones with cars and everything, and all the moneyless students, children, they are kept far. They see, when I'm walking, they look at me, they can't even wave at me. It's like that man of God. They stand far. So, these guys, they started leaving the church. They rejected.
The leaders left.
Hey, it's painful.
Wow. So all your big typers, the guys with the money, are the ones.
Surprisingly, I came to realize that when people leave, the offering does not change.
Wow.
So God started speaking to me that when I called you, I didn't give you anybody's name. So the people that anybody that comes to you, I have drawn them to you.
Yeah.
And the ones that feel that they don't want to be with you, let them go.
Wow.
So these guys, they left.
They all left.
So I was scared, because before you know that the income has not changed, the church is still alive.
You're panicking.
And they actually left and said the church will finish and I'll be left with my wife and my 2 children. Like their hearts were dark. How would you want my church, the church that God has, that you want me to remain alone with my wife and my 2 children?
Wow. So there must have been some pain.
I mean,
pain for you.
Yeah, very painful. So it was a very painful process, but it became a great door, because it is when all the younger people who actually loved me, but because I had not created a family culture, they found a door to come close.
Yeah.
So that's where all these Pastor Bonnie, Pastor Charles, Pastor whoever, all of them, they came from there.
Wow.
Because all of a sudden, it's like a wall has been broken, and these guys now can come.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
So for you, the challenge, and for maybe that's something for somebody here, I mean, the challenge was many of your leaders left.
Yes.
Now let's hear it from one of the people. You were not instituting the change. The change was being instituted on you.
Yes, sir.
What are the challenges from
Scary in the beginning, because you're hearing things that are very, so Apostle at the core is he's always been very loving, very open door, very approachable, very accessible. And now we are learning about honor, fathers, and it's like something that you know is being shaken to the core, and you've been priding yourselves on being this type of church. You've been laughing at the other people who do the stuff that you're now starting to teach. And now you're like, we are going to be those guys. We are going to be those guys who are now saying Papa. We are now saying Apostle. We are now saying Man of God. We used to laugh. We'd make jokes about this stuff and say, Man of God, then we laugh at you. And now it's the thing that is supposed to be normal and serious. No, please. So we started, I think it was very scary. And the challenge that we faced majorly was shifting culture. That was the biggest, because you're trying to introduce a completely new culture.
Yes.
And so there's challenges both inside and outside. So inside, your leaders, you're at the core. Your apostle is teaching intensively. You're reading more than other people are reading. You're listening to more than other people are listening. You're grappling. You're disagreeing. Some of the things you're hearing, they are offending you. They are conflicting with your theology, your limited theology. But at that point, it's all the theology you have, and you feel it is correct, and nothing else can touch it. And you don't know if it's okay to even ask or question, and yet you have to go and teach. Wow. Okay? So you have to go and teach the thing, and sometimes you're teaching a thing which you yourself do not understand, and you're hoping no one asks you a question, and when they ask you, you tell them to leave you alone, or you make it difficult for them to ask you because you also don't have an answer for the question. And so it was very difficult. But also culture outside, you have relatives calling you and saying, hey, you people, you've also now started.
You've become a cult.
You're becoming, this was a nice church. I thought people were good people. You've lost it. You've started this cult. People who are from other churches, people who you've been in ministry, people are starting to distance themselves from you. Yeah. Some of the things you post them, but you're praying that no one reads your post. You're trying to stand with your apostle, but you're like, I really don't know. Yeah. We are going to die. So both pressure inside and outside, but there was room to keep asking, because apostle also was open enough to say, some of these things are radical, let's talk. So it helped that at the core you're having so much conversation. But even now, there are things we don't yet fully understand, to be honest. But what I've learned over time, when there is trust for the leader, because having been under apostle for many years now, you get to see a man who, one of the things we talk about a lot behind his back, especially when we are going through transitions that we don't understand, is, you know what we know, apostle, what? They can tell you it's the same thing we say he hears God. So if we're on the wrong track, let's stay. Yeah. Even if it's 2 years down the road, this man of God, he will wake up one day and tell you, who told you about what? I don't want to hear that language here anymore. If I hear any of you saying that thing, it's like you're the ones who brought it. Meanwhile, he has been teaching it to you for 2 years. He will flip on you and change direction between when he had God and the morning. It will be like He has never said the thing you're saying. So what I know is that trust for my leader, but also Pastor M, what happened is that God started affirming what was going on.
Yeah.
Many people left. I think maybe 70% of the people who were in worship.
You're missing the camaraderie. After Pastor Lincoln, you must do something, eh?
You may need to translate for some people.
Pastor Body is saying, Pesa yenyu imeisha. Your money is finished. Eh? Anyway, as I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted by goons.